The presidential candidate will have 3 minutes for an opening statement. Please begin when you are ready.
Please bear with me while I write on this. I don't want my voice to crack because this is a very important announcement and my statement today. My name is Doug Figueroa and I'm asking for your vote to a second term as your student body president here at Riverside City College. In the last 3 years at RCC, I have volunteered over 400 hours each semester to implement programs on campus that will improve the student experience. Some of these accomplishments have been establishing a book rental program that saves over 60% to students, and in 3 years it's going to save students over $400,000. I've been taking an active role in winning a $250,000 mental health grant from the state, helping charter a mental health ambassador program, overseeing the largest student government in the history of RCC with over 60 students, leading the initiative in our district to take a stance on Proposition 30. I have sat in several shared governance meetings with RCC administrators, faculty, and staff to make sure that the student voice is heard, and have helped implement a student resource center for students to utilize in financial stress. As president and leader in our community, I have always dedicated in representing 100% of our students, regardless of race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, and even background. I am a firm believer in second, third, and even fourth chances in life. I owe tremendous gratitude to those that have supported me and believed in me. Therefore, I believe in rehabilitation and the ability to learn from one's mistakes to live a better life. In my last year at RCC, before I transferred to university to earn degrees in both psychology and business, I hope to leave my legacy in implementing even more programs that are going to benefit all of the students, and to continue my efforts in bringing awareness to mental health issues. But most importantly, be the strong voice of the student and stand up to administration during tough and difficult economic times. Yes, it is true that 8 years ago I committed a crime, but contrary to what many are reading in the newspaper and articles and around campus, I did not rape, nor did I do as little as touch or be touched by a minor. Continue reporting all you want. I know what I did, but most importantly, I know what I did not do. This was a circumstance in which my actions were led by an impaired ability to make the right decisions. I stand before you today because I have been remorseful and believe in rehabilitation. I believe that we all have the right to learn from our past and progress forward in life. Today, I ask you that you vote for leadership, courage, change, and hope within our system and within our society. I ask for a partnership in making sure that our voice is heard when the administration must make the difficult decisions, also and when opportunities expand our programs to rise. Miguel Baxet and I have a proven record and have the best interest of the student body in mind and in heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this movement. I stand here before you today as an individual, as someone who wants to make a difference, not only in my life, but in those around me, of those of my constituents. I thank you and I ask for your vote. I am open to questions.
Okay, thank you for your opening statement. Next, we have a couple of questions to ask you. First question. The election voter turnout at the Riverside City College has been notoriously small. What do you intend to do to counter student apathy?
I think it's important. I think issues like this, I am grateful that opportunities like this come up because it gives us an opportunity to create dialogue on what's important on school campuses. How our vote and how our voice is strong enough to make a difference in the school. I think moving forward, it's important to get those issues out in the limelight, get more people involved. We've already started mapping out how next year is going to look like and creating workshops to get more students involved. This year's cabinet, the majority of the people that were involved in student government have never been involved before because I identified certain strengths that I knew were going to come out. And because of that, we were able to get the largest student government in the history of RCC, over 60 students, and we have been successful regardless of what's going on the media. And shame on you for reporting things that you don't even know what the heck you're talking about. Get the facts. Do your research, get the police reports, know what the heck you're talking about.
Thank you. Next question. What qualifies you to be the president of student government? Why should students vote for you?
Let me preface it with the last 3 months, my vice presidential candidate and myself have been working diligently to get other leaders to step up to the plate, to get others that are going to make a difference on this campus, not only for the students, but for themselves as well. I feel that I am qualified, probably a little overqualified for the position because of the things that I've done. The things that I have worked together with the constituents here, listening to the concerns, moving forward, and mostly representing 100% of the students here on campus. Look around you. You don't know who you're working with, but you know what? We all have one thing in common. We're here to get an education. We're here to make a difference in our lives. We're not here to conform to what media tells us we're supposed to believe in. We're here to make a difference, and I'm qualified to do that. At the beginning of this, there were 6 other candidates that had checked out packets to run for student government. They were not able to get the signatures, nor did they qualify, so they did not turn in a packet. Through this, we decided that we need to move forward in doing this because not only did we get the 100 signatures that were required, my presidential candidate and I, we got over 200 candidates of students that said, hell yes, we will vote for you.
Thank you. Next question. What do you perceive your duties to be in your prospective office, and how do you intend to fulfill those duties?
Well, first and foremost, I think I need to outdo what I did this year. I have some big shoes to fill, my own. Now that this is out in the open, let's see what other attacks are going to come my way. What was the question again? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
Question is, what do you perceive your duties to be in your prospective office, and how do you intend to fulfill those duties?
First and foremost, it's the voice of the student, the logical voice of the student, to make sure that we are here to stand up against administration. Last year, when they were trying to cut ESL classes, I was there at the meetings, at the table, representing the students. When they were there telling us that we might have to cut our winter and summer sessions, I was there. Sure, I'm going to be gone in a year, so why should I care what I'm going to do now because I'm not going to be here? Because to me, serving as a president is a civil servant, and I have the duty to represent the issues that are at heart and at stake here on this campus.
Thank you. Next question. What sets you apart from your fellow candidates?
What sets me apart from my fellow candidates is that I actually exist, because there are no fellow candidates.
Okay, next question. What are the most important issues concerning the Riverside City College? As a team, what are your goals for the Riverside City College?
I think that's a very ambiguous question to be able to answer in just a short amount of time. There's a lot of issues that are going on from just yesterday I was approached by an individual asking us why don't we have any resources here for the LGBTQI community. We don't have a safe zone. So I'm happy to announce that I am going to be working with a professor on campus this summer to work on a grant to be able to provide a safe zone, but not only for that demographic, but for other issues here on campus. There are other issues on campus that we need to address, and every issue that has come up this year we have addressed. We have a student resource center that we're providing to students to utilize when they're in times of stress. Right now in the state, they're trying to increase grade point averages for those that qualify for financial aid. Look at the statistics. The majority of the people that are on financial aid are those that are underrepresented, especially the disabled student services students, is you have to allow for a lower GPA. You have to allow for those allowances to be able to represent 100% of the students here on campus.
Thank you. Next question. What actions are you willing to take to keep in touch with the needs of the students who elect you to office?
I don't think it's about what actions I need to take. I think it's about what I need to do to continue doing what I've been doing in this last year. I have always had an open door policy. There have been students that have come to my office and expressed their concern, expressed their interest, and I have been open. Not once have I denied the ability for anybody, except for media, the ability for anybody to come to my office to express their concern and immediately I go to senators, I go to the students that are responsible for taking action. That is what that everybody should be looking at, is what is happening on the school, what are we doing? Are we progressing, or are we holding ourselves back?
Thank you. Next, we have some questions from the audience. I'll read this first and I'll give you the slip afterwards so you can see it for yourself. First question. How will you make sure everything that happens in student government gets brought to the attention of the student body?
Well, I'm glad, it doesn't have a name who asked that, but I'm glad that question was asked. There is a necessity for us to really communicate what's going on this campus. Because there is a void, the student voice is not being made aware of on this campus. We just created a newsletter, an in-house newsletter, to start communicating to students things that are going on about students, to students, and from students. I think it's important that we communicate all our agendas, anything that we've discussed this year, our meeting minutes, per Brown Act and per other regulations, we posted those. So I think it's important for us to communicate the important issues. If I have somebody coming into my office telling me they did this, they did that, let's get down to the real issue and how can we work from conflict to resolution. Many students here and media outlets would prefer to be a part of the problem than be a part of the solution. I'm here to be a part of the solution.
Thank you. Next question. Do you think the requirements to run for a position in ASRCC should be revised with tougher restrictions? Thank you.
Does it make a difference? How many presidential candidates do we have here today? It's because we're not allowing those students that are at 1.5 GPAs, or we're not allowing other students that have disciplinary issues on campus. If we make it any stricter than what it is today, will we have anybody running? Right now, the requirements are you have had to have a 2.5 in your previous semester, you have to have a cumulative of 2.8, you have to get over 200 signatures. I think obviously the other candidates that were running, those were already too strict for them to run. I have a 3.55. I'm in the honors program, and I think that if I say that there should be stricter measures, we're limiting the number of students that we can promote into a leadership position here on campus.
Thank you. You will now have 1 minute for any closing statements.
I'm glad it's just 1 minute because I can go on and on. I'm not here to justify what I've done in my past. I'm here to state that rehabilitation is possible. I'm here to state that people should state the facts, not their assumptions, not their fallacies that they have going on. We're in an institution of learning. Do your research. What comes out of your mouth shouldn't be, scratch that. I'm sure media's going to screw that one up too. I don't know where I was going with that. Have a field day, media. I'm here to say, I'm asking for your vote. You have the option of not voting on voting day, but I guarantee you that I will get more votes than I probably did last year, and I thank those students that believe in being progressive and rehabilitation and know that every student here on campus has an equal right to live a better life and to add value to their lives and those people around them. And that's what I'm here to do. It's not about a resume builder. It's not about a pony show. It's about moving forward and doing as much as you can while you're where you're at, because life is short. You never know when that opportunity is going to pass you by.
Thank you.